Hello there everybody and welcome to what's going to be my next session. Just give me a sec. I just noticed that I forgot to prep something in the background. Let's go. So last week on the Factories Day, I have prepared pretty much everything on this world we required to get started with the science production. There are a couple of things that we are not prepared for yet. So we don't have any substantial titanium income here in the system because that planet just doesn't have some. And there's a lot of other things that we still have to do today, but I'm pretty positive that I'll produce some cubes today. So one of the first things that I want to do is, well, let's see. Let's fly on over here and see how my titanium production is wired up, because we're going to need titanium for the neighboring planet. And, well, it's been a while since I've been here, so... let's check out what I have already set up here. Basically, we're on a good spot for setting up most of the sciencey stuff today. I mean, it's not going to be a big thing. 120 science per minute is mediocre, but it's all we'll need. So let's go for a nice slam dunk here. And let's check out the infrastructure. So the titanium is all hooked up on planetary logistics stations. So, do we have any titanium on the Interstellar? It is on remote supply. So, actually, we do have... I see. We're producing titanium alloy at this place. So, we can totally indulge ourselves on the production of this planet. So, there is a lot of stuff which we could tap into. So if there's ever going to be a shortage of iron or copper on our other world, we got that here. So let's see, we got magnets on interstellar proportions, but as you see here, we don't seem to be able to produce enough to satisfy the local demand. So here, iron ingots. That should be on local demand and rope and let's see. Just setting up these guys here to make sure that we get the materials we require from this planet as well. Ah, here, alright, we already have iron ingots, so it's totally okay. This one's it's all set up as it should be. Perfect. So the only thing, yeah, we also have that. Okay. Sweet. So, I can fly right back because that's all I wanted to check out. So that means we got the materials to work with on Persei 3. So, well, let's check out how far we'll get and when we're going to need to head back home. I know for sure there's one thing to head back home for, and that's deuterium, because we're not producing enough of that stuff to be a happy little munchkin. I know that already. So I'm so excited because this is basically the last stretch before we actually get into Dyson sphere crafting. But I also want to prepare the save file in a way that I can go for a bigger Dyson sphere if I want to. So let's check out how our production lines are going. So we're going to need these guys there. So that's organic crystals and titanium. Check. We got that. No biggie. Here we need processors and particle broadbands. This is a pretty heavy strain on silicon. Got a lot of silicon on that planet. Iron and copper is rather lowish, but we can't get that from another world. So, yeah, I'd say we're pretty good to produce the first few colors, and the green cubes, well, that's another beast. I guess we're going to finish those here, and hopefully the green ones too, but I'm not sure about that. So first off, let's check on out where I'm going to do my thing here. So there's a little bit of resource to be claimed. I know that already, but what ifs. So there's a lot of building space here. Let's reserve that for one of the more complicated colors. So first off, the very first question is where will the labs dwell? Let's go onto that space. I love this planet's look. It's absolutely inefficient to have another solar belt like I have it there, but it was totally worth it for the sake of experimentation. So I'm going to set up my base here. So let's go. First off, we need a planetary logistics station. Well, let's rather make that two. With a chance of a third one. Don't know if we're going to need that, but oh there. Sorry, that's just too much for me to take. When they're standing right next to each other, they have to be parallel. Okay, so we're going to grab the cubes from here. So we want to demand these because I have no intention to produce my science here locally anymore. Oh, there's another iron vein that we haven't picked up yet. Well, so don't worry, I'm not going to build a mining outpost right now. We did that in the last episode enough. But I want to make sure that this place has the territory it needs. So swame. Okay. So I'll leave it like that for the future. And there we go. So this place has to be packed with drones, and the neighboring one, well, he's going to request the green ones too. So there we go. That means our lab, which will process all that stuff, will be sitting somewhere here. That's just basically a placeholder. So my idea was to use the second tower now to produce the blue cubes because they're just so darn puny. So we need to make what? We just need to import basic materials. And then we are already able to produce that stuff on site. Because it's absolutely ridiculous to handcraft, to transport these, so we can actually clear out that one and say we're producing the blue ones here on site. Why not? It's just such a small scale business. Because technically we're going to need what? So the blue dudes need one magnet and one circuit board per second for one cube. We want 2 cubes, so we need 2 magnets and 2 circuit boards per second. And yeah, what can I say? We need 2 assemblers. A whopping amount of 2 assemblers to get the job done. So I hope we're not going to overstrain our build with that. So jokes aside, that's how it is. That's why I want to do it here on site. So what was that again? Iron and copper, and you guys were magnets and copper. So I'm going to put the copper in the center. And put the magnets there, and then we have a nice little thing where we can just set this up. There we go. That's unnecessarily far away. Okay, and that's literally all we're going to need. Wait a sec, how many assemblers will we need? Seriously, only one? Are you kidding me? Yeah, seriously, only one each. Okay, I needed to double check on that because it looked so improbable, but yeah. But that's also giving us an impression how much production 2 signs per section actually per second actually are. Not all too much. So let's head on over here. So we require a total of 6 labs to produce that because our labs, they produce the science cubes. So we're going to make this like that. Yeah, that's 3, 4, 5, 6. Holy moly, we can stack them that high by now. Cool. So, yeah, very, very simplistic setup here. Nothing too sophisticated. No big things behind that. It's just quick output, you know. There we go. But I already saw that one coming, that it would be darned easy to get the blue cubes going, so... That one was a no-brainer. So, here we go. A little bit of science in my life. So, where are we going to leave it like that? I got no clue as of yet how I'm going to string up the labs in the long run. We're just going to leave it like that. And, that's a functional piece, and that's all it needs. So, let's head on over to the more exciting things. Let's get on over to the red cubes. So, we're going to require a small amount of hydrogen, and tell you what, we're going to import that stuff. So, let's do this. Let's head on over to Murga. Complete the gas collector thingies, because I had some work to do there anyways, and then we can't go for that. Let's warp on over there. Get that unfinished business done. I love it how your reach grows the longer you play this game. You know, hopping from one solar system to another is absolutely no biggie anymore. Whereas in the beginning of the game, building your first couple of warpers is a big thing. I really like that. So, let's see. Right here. That's where I want to go. So next thing on my to-do list is to finish the gas collector line on Murga 2 and start exporting that stuff. I also have to find out what I got to do to support them with warpers and the like, but we'll find out. But I guess they'll drop off the material on the planet and then transport it. And then we can transport it via interplanetary thingies. At least that's what I'm expecting. There we go. Home sweet home. Bam. Okay. So. Yay, we're producing them. So, oh my god, I haven't limited them. Good thing that I came back. So, let's get started with setting up these guys. But before I roll on over there, let's grab ourselves some more drones. Because these are a constant need, and oh yeah, interstellar logistics stations. We obviously can use a refresh on those as well. Okay, beautiful. So let's get ourselves over there. And stick ourselves to the surface of that thing. Okay. So I'm damn slow on this thing here, but let's try to. Here we go. So here we were. So these guys, local storage, remote supply. Yeah, so we cannot reconfigure that. Yeah, that's okay. So we're producing hydrogen on that thing. So there's really no reason for me to produce any hydrogen on my science world unnecessarily. So let's make sure we have some distributor though. So there we go. I hope I got enough in my pocket this time to plaster the entire thing with collectors. There we go. Because that would increase the production by quite some numbers. Okay. There we go. Takes a while, but it's so worth it, because it's a much easier way of producing deuterium. Wait a sec, what's going on? I think I went too fast, yeah. My drones lost contact. There we go. 11 more on me. Let's see if those will be enough. Gonna wait for my little drones to come back home. They do suck power while they are flying. There we go. Oh boy, don't know if we're that lucky. Man, that thing is really huge. I mean, gas giant for a reason, I guess. So obviously, seems as if I'm unable to. Well, I do see the yellow dots by now, but I think you can't even add some more. That's good. That's really good. That'll save us some trouble. Yeah, so I'd say we're missing something like probably only 5 or so, if even. Could be 3 or 4 too, but whatever. We're going to fill that in a moment. So, here's the thing. Every one of these dudes is, let's see, planet reserved? Planet reserves. So every one of these collectors is worth around 1 hydrogen per second, so that's pretty much a lot. So we do have here, I wish I could display that as a per second production, but as you see here, if we have almost 600 per minute, that means we have quite a lot per second. 600 per minute is roughly 10 per second, so we should be doing fine with the operations that we're running right now. Only thing missing now is me finding the planet again. But that's another beast. So let's make sure, yeah, we're on the right track. No, but let's make sure that I got the hydrogen and the deuterium on a supply line that can reach another star system. That's really important. So there's green cubes up ahead. That's where I store my whoppers. So how did I string that up? I think I had this local supply, remote supply thing with the whoppers. Right. So everybody can now have whoppers. Good. So that means we're going to have one interplanetary station or interstellar. Can't really sit somewhere remote, it doesn't matter, because that thing is literally only there to accept the imports from the gas giant and redistribute them to other star systems. At least that's the plan. So let's do this. We're going to go for these guys, and we want, wait a sec, it's here, whoppers, not that stuff. Let's limit that to a very modest amount of 100 items, because I really only want them as fuel. Local demand. Shouldn't we be, yeah, minimum load of drones? No? Or is it here? Yeah, the minimum load of drones is 2. So, vessels here. Shouldn't that be, now get delivered? Hello? What's going on here? They don't have local delivery drones, that's why. Can't work if they don't have drones. That does make sense. So... yeah, now they got the stuff they need. Beautiful. Alright, so now we're going to request hydrogen and deuterium. We have it on local demand. And on remote demand as well. There we go. And then we need another interplanetary station now. Actually, now that I see it. The other one is going to be to transport the stuff away. The one is a requester, the other one is a provider. So, did it kill the designator again, eh? So, and the third one we're going to make make the whoppers happen there. Right on. So we got that, and they are. So you guys are now the suppliers. These guys request everything, these guys distribute everything, and that should work now. I hope so, at least. Let's supply them with all they need, power especially. Let's check this out. But that should do the trick, you know? That should do the trick. So that stuff should be now. I got no clue where it's getting exported to. Let's follow the ships. Oh, yeah, sure. they're delivering, this thing is now demanding the other stuff, of course. So it should actually be... Here should be the local storage. I think now it should work. This one can't just actually go away, but I don't care. So now it should make more sense. Oh, look at that. Oh, they are not configured yet. Jeez, what happened here? Okay, now it's working on out. Hey. So remote supply, minimum load of drones, we have warpers on, orbital collector. When ticked, logistics vessels will collect cargo from orbital collectors. Okay, so probably there is an easier setup than the one that I'm rolling right now, but that doesn't matter too much. We're going to head on back to Persei, because I have now set up what I needed. We have now deuterium on the line, and we have now hydrogen on the line, and that is what matters. So, or by the way, while I'm here, let's get, let's drop down the last few things. Sicily, hi there. Yes, I do plan to continue on Songs of Six. I wanted to do this this week, but I actually hadn't had the mind to learn the whole war thing this week. You know, I'm a little bit stressed out this week, but I haven't dumped it, not at all. No, don't worry. Getting back to that. Just kind of taking like the momentum to to tackle the last few things that I'm missing there. Yeah, me too. Me too. Can't be that hard. So let's pick up the last few gas collectors while I'm here, and you know, I don't know when the next time I'll be visiting the system, so let's get the job done here and slap down the last few collectors that we need. Alright, there we go. You're welcome. The tutorial series I will actually rework quite soon. Basically, once the Dondor series is through the war part, I want to redo the tutorial series entirely with the inclusion of housing, because there's first off, there's a ton of things that I learned in between this time and the last time, and housing changed everything, you know. What can I say? It really changed everything, in my opinion. Yeah, the old series totally works out as well. I get that, but since I read from the dev that he plans to dump a new version somewhere down the line, 2023, I decided that now is a really good time to redo the tutorial series, because it'll take some time until the new stuff drops down. Then I'll have to figure out the new stuff myself, and then I'll have to figure out if the new stuff is impactful enough to validate an entire rework of the series again, and I doubt it. What I saw, it will include tourism and some reworks, I don't know, but those are the plans. January already, okay. Probably I'll delay my project then until January. But I don't know. Songs of Six is such a beast. It's always a tad bit hard for me to time. So, let's exit. Warp? Ah, what a smooth entry. Alpha testing opens on December 15th, okay. But December is reserved for Dwarf Fortress. This Christmas, dwarves will pay us a visit. Can't wait for that, honestly. But I guess I'm not alone with that. Yes, it'll come out at the beginning of December. It's going to be a version with an actually usable user interface, or so they promised. I will be not fiddling around with classic Dwarf Fortress. I always said that when I will be starting out with Dwarf Fortress, it will be once the Steam version hits town, because it's just a logical evolutionary step, you know? So, how on earth does that come together that we do transport all the spiniform stalagmites away? Damn. Must be due to the production of these science stuff on the other planet. The purple cubes do eat a lot of that stuff. But it's still quite scary. I hope I have enough material here for my own business. Anyways, so let's get started with a nice red science facility, eh? So we already figured out that our lab is going to live on over here. So let's set up our next beautiful little facility somewhere in that vicinity. My plan is to do some upscalable thing, because I want to be able to pick up the save file if I want to and modify it. So the red ones, they require graphite and hydrogen, and it couldn't be easier. So actually, now that I think about it, we need an interstellar one, because we need to import our materials also from another solar system. Yeah, solar belts, dude. They're great, aren't they? So let's do this. These are local demand, and this is remote demand. Bam! I love this. This is amazing. So we don't even need any bigger amounts of drones here, but I'm going to put in some drones so the cubes can be transported away. Alright, so the red cubes will be one of the easiest things. We're going to require 12 labs producing that stuff, but that's pretty much it. We don't even need faster belts, but I'm going to do it nevertheless, because I don't have the slow belts in sufficient amount anymore on me. The tier 1 belts are running low. Had to use tier 2 belts. Right on. So, hydrogen is being delivered soon. And then that's 3, that's 4, that's 5, that's 6. And just Build that twice. Now that's all we need. There we go. Power it up. And then we just need to cycle it back into the logistics station, because that's also a thing. And now technically we could expand on that facility, I don't know, as much as we want to. There we go. And now the neighboring dudes are requesting that, and now we have blue cubes and red cubes. I mean, we already have that in the home system already, that's not a big thing, but, well. The plan here is to outsource the entire science production and, most importantly, put it up in a very orderly and nice-looking way. So, the yellow ones, they're finally a little bit more complicated. We're going to require 16 labs for that, and a bit of pre-production. So, well, I think we should be fine with that here. The mine will ultimately go one day, so this is a fine area to work with. So, planetary logistics station. I do love to align my production sites alongside of the solar belt, because that's always quite a comfortable thing. So, energetic graphite is necessary, and we're going to require titanium and organic crystals. So, let's see. Demand. Oh, yeah. Demand. So, let's see. There's no titanium incoming and no graphite incoming. That's most likely two reasons. For one, all the graphite is already being transported. And the other thing is here, the titanium needs to be imported on top of the planet and then redistributed. Hey Void, welcome! Yeah, Poker Quest is hard, I know. But it's a really, really cool game. Also because it's hard, in my opinion at least. I'm so close to cutting down the connection for that stuff here, but I'm just afraid that I'd run out of spiniform crystals, but that's nonsense. So, yeah, we need a input there. So where the hell is their content? What do you mean? Did I miss a point? Yeah, that's true. That's true. I also only play classic mode because the upgrade mode kind of like breaks the fun for me. Alright. So, you played all the classes already, dude. Wow. Quite a beast, man. I dropped the ball yesterday with a ninja. But I'm also only playing classic mode. I don't know how smart that is. My brain hurts. I hate most of the classes, but that's also because I feel like I suck at the game. But I still think that the game is really, really cool in what it tries to do. He didn't like the upgrades, me neither. I really feel like that's dumbing down the entire process too much. But I do like the fact that Poker Quest does offer you both approaches, you know. I find that damn cool. Okay, so we got the titanium. I think that's all that was missing of our last little trip there. Let's see. Well, we cannot transport anything which isn't here yet. So, but here now it's motion, just like I thought. Great. So here we'll have to do a little bit more. So we require 2 diamonds and 2 titanium crystals per second. So the titanium crystals are going to require some more assembly. Finally, we're going to assemble something, you know? So 2 diamonds per second, that's a bit of smelter work, not too much. We're just going to require 4 smelters and some graphite, so let's get that done quickly. The real exciting part will happen with the other stuff. So we're going to output the graphite here. Clap down a couple of smelters, and then we're good to go. So, diamonds. They're really an easy, the craftable stuff altogether. Didn't quite understand why there's even a rare resource to speed up the diamond production process, but whatever. I'm not gonna say that I'm unhappy that the recipe exists. So, next step, we're going to make the titanium crystals. So here we want 2 per second of these, yes. So that'll be 8 assemblers, requiring 6 titanium per second and 2 crystals per second. Easy pickings. So, yeah. We're going to wire this up like that here. So, titanium goes to the closer belt. Organic crystal goes to the faraway belts, and then, what did I say, 12 assemblers? No, 8. So that's more than easy enough, I think. So that's 5 of them. Six, 7, one more. There we go. To have the diamonds run down the line here. Then we'll have the other stuff run down the line here. And then they can meet up and get processed over there. Well, actually it's smarter the other way around. You can save more space this way. There we go. It's way more tidy. Right on. Okay, so here goes. It's going to be a damn easy process. I'm improving that, you know. We're going to have more than enough complicated stuff later down the line. But I can only say, and repeat myself, the orderly I work, the more orderly I work, the less complicated a build grows. Okay, we got that. So, now we only require 16 labs. The meager amount of 16 labs. So, let's see how many can I actually toss on top of each other. It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, is that really 11? Yes, it is. So, that's pretty, well, pretty dope, but 10, 8, 10, 9, 8. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, that's more like it. So we're going to go for the yellow ones now. Great. And then we'll have to build the same Tower of Madness here. There we go. And now we just feed that beast with material. I do like the fact that these things are stackable and all. Because that makes a lot more tidy to organize. And I consider myself quite darn happy to have a naturally occurring deficit of organic crystals. No, useless. Okay, we got it. Okay, now let's pipe them out. Let's use the slow belt for that. The last few pieces of slow belt are allowed to be used for that. Okay. There we go. Let's see how we're going to go through with the purple ones. I love this game. It's one of my absolute favorites in general. Gotta say. And I find it so much more accessible than Factorio and games and similar games, because it's just, you know, it's simpler in many regards, but not less complex. You know, it's hard to describe, but trying to say there is it has a lot of demand, upscalability, and all the stuff that you would require from a game like that, while not dumbing it down too much. I really find that it's a very, very good genre reiteration, so to say. It's one of my it's definitely my favorite Factorio spin-off. Let's put it like that. Okay, so we got that. So now off to the actual labs, because I realized that right now we're processing stuff that's exactly what we need. So why are you not producing anymore? Because of this. What the hell happened here? Well, whatever. Oh god, bots. So. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Void. You really summarized it well there. The only thing that's a little bit saddening to me to see is that I'm afraid that the Dyson Sphere program will never be as moddable as Factorio is. That's one thing where I think Factorio will always beat other competitors in that regard. So, let's see, how does the whole sciencing thing actually work? So we can... every one of these is... so every lap, I think, was 60 hash per second. And one cube... I think every lap is consuming 1 cube per second, if I remember correctly. But I'm not sure about that anymore. I also think the ratios were not the same with every recipe, but tell you what, we're just going to do this like that. So here we go. And they should be now constantly oversupplied. Oh, wait a sec. I upgraded the wrong things there. Alright, so... technically, we should be now producing enough of these things to satisfy the little tower that I build here. Okay, so Let's go. So the purple ones, here is where the fun starts. So we're going to require 4 processors per second and 2 particle broadbands per second. So let's check on out how that'll work. The 2 particle broadbands per second will be a lot of effort, and the processors will be also some effort, but the processors are actually the... It's just spacious, you know. We are going to need... Oh, well. It's actually not that spacious. Anyways, let's get going. This little thing here is working on out. And let's check out the spiniform stalagmite thing. So, yeah, well. We're going to stop. Delivering spiniforms for a moment. I'm a little bit baffled by the fact that we're constantly consuming all those carbon nanotubes, but on the other hand, well, yeah, I bet that's because of the frame materials that we're creating with that. I bet that's what's eating up all the spiniform crystals. Yeah. I mean, the thing here is that deposit here is limited, you know? That's the only deposit I have about that stuff. And it's producing carbon nanotubes directly. Yeah, Void, that's wise words. That's such wise words. I don't know what's happening these days with the gamers, where they all expect some like endless gaming experience, you know. That's just unhealthy, you know. It's like rewatching the same movie hundreds of times. Sometimes movies are that great, but it's actually, you know, I don't think it's a healthy habit for your mind. But I am playing RimWorld with 2,400 hours clocked in at the very moment, so I don't know if I should be the person speaking. But at the same time, I think I am a good person to speak, because I do play other things quite regularly. So, whatever, you get the idea, I guess. So, I fixed that now, didn't I? I gave them, I freed them up again. I lost here. So yeah, I am exporting them again, because we do need that stuff for the construction of the Dyson sphere. And I was wondering, maybe we want to make the carbon stuff here directly on site, because actually I do have a planet that has the ability to import sulfuric acid for me, and if you don't have to produce sulfuric acid in the first place, graphene is a lot less of a bummer. And once you have graphene, you actually have the worst part down already, so... yeah, I think I'll do that. Alright. So that'll, of course, bloat up the production line of this entire project here by a lot, but little do I care. So we're going to go on here. Right. Okay. Right. So let's see. Planetary logistics station. Let's get started. We're going to require silicon, and we're going to require copper and iron. Yes, copper and iron. So these things go on demand. So that's the processor production, right? Right. And then we're going to need the particle broadbands as well. So that's even more silicon. That's a bit of plastic, so we'll require oil. And, well, we'll see about that once we get there, eh? So let's talk about the processes first. We require 4 of them per second. That means 12 assemblers. That means 8 of these chipboards and 8 of these microcrystalline components. 8 microcrystalline components will require 16 assemblers on 16 silicon, so there's a lot of silicon pressure here. So let's start with that one, with the microcrystalline component production. So we're going to power up that beautiful little thing. Oh, sec. Yeah, I think that's okay. So we're going to require tons of silicon, right? That was silicon heavy, yes. So silicon goes on a output line of Mach 3 quality. And yeah, let's do that with the other conveyor belt too. Where the copper would go. Okay, so next step, we require 16 assemblers processing all that stuff. We're going to make that on a left-right distribution, you know. I think it's going to be the easiest way. So 8 on this side. 8 on that side. There we go. So that's the microcrystalline components. Let's hook it up with solders and then we should be good to go. Why have I such trouble? Ugh. My brain feels pretzeled up. Okay. So we got an output of 8 components, so this has to be tier 2. Okay. Then we'll connect these. Output goes that way and that way. And I just need to copy pasta that thing. There we go. Just requires juice. Okay. So, have a good one, Void. See you soon. Okay, so we got the microcrystalline components for that thing. Let's work on the other part, which will be a lot easier. So 8 of these suckers will be just 4 assemblers, requiring a tier 2 input line. Easy enough. So we're going to make that happen down here, I'd say. So very, very quick and simple setup. Just going to be 4 assemblers anyways, so here goes iron, here goes copper. And that'll get us somewhere. So let's leave that here together. Copy. Distributes power and good to go. Alright, so now all we need to do is combine those. So this will be what? We're going to require 4 processors, right? So we're going to require 12 assemblers now, processing all that stuff. So we're going to go down here and down there. Then we're going to wire that. It's and then we'll have the assemblers here. requires foundation support. Okay. Then we'll do it with foundation support. No biggie. Alright, so that's the first half of our recipe done. Something. But the nastier part will follow now. Particle broadbands are a lot hotter. And a lot more troublesome. Go that way. So and combine them. Okay. Now just copy pasta that. Wire it up with power, and we got our first building blocks of our science factory for that stuff done. It's a pretty tidy one this time. Oh, I forgot the output there. That's a little bit... Wait a sec, did I forget them on both sides? Yes, I did. Whoopsie. Good thing that I noticed before. I was trying to rely on that. Alright, great. So, that'll get us somewhere. So we got the first half of the recipe down. So the next part will be 2 particle broadbands per second. So we'll require the crystal silicon. That's the easiest part. And plastic. So let's start with the crystal silicon and the plastic and continue with the other parts afterwards. So we do have the necessary items here. So we're going to import the oil for that as well. Come on, let's do that. So we have pretty much all the productions under one roof. I like that. So let's go for that. So that stuff is going to be the easiest part. We're going to require 4 of them per second. That means we're going to require 4 smelters. No, 8 smelters. 8 smelters, that is. But, yeah. 8 smelters. That's not really a big thing these days. So, let's get that done right away. So actually, I need to do this a little bit more back here. Yay! Vertical construction got another level up. I don't feel like I really need that, but I still research it, you know. So we go for that. Right now, I'm filling my my queue with things that don't require green cubes as of yet because we don't have them. So that's 5, that's 8, right on. Here we go. So, here's the recipe, here's the sorters. That's going to be the easiest part here. So, will I pipe it that way? Yes, I do. Because we're going to need that stuff on another, in another direction way more. So, let's just make sure we get the silicon we require and, down. Let's drop down these guys. Alright, we got that. So now off to the plastic production. Plastic requires us... We require what? 2 plastic per second. 1 unit of plastic is 3 chemical facilities and 2 oil and a bit of graphite too. Okay. Do we have graphite here? No, we don't. Dang. Okay. So I have to hook this up on another import line anyways. So... let's see. Another planetary logistics station right here. No half measures, we just do what we need. So, energetic graphite, demand. I mean, we got all those materials here on the planet, so let's make a good use of it. So, next step, we got that stuff online, and now. So, 4 refined oil per sec, right on. Where's it at? The icon always beats me. Here. So, plasma refining. We put 2 oil into 4 refineries, and we get 2 refined oil back. So we need 8 refineries for that process. Yuck. That's going to be quite a big thing, but I actually expected that. So, let's see. No. We're not going to do this like that. That's way too close to the first production site. So let's give it a little bit of breathing room here. I'm running out of foundation. That sucks a bit, but we'll begin there. So we gotta be wiring up, no, chemical plants. Here. Oil refineries. That's a different thing than the chemical plants. So we require 8 of them, we said. So that's that. And we require some foundation. There we go. So let's see. Do I have any mistake in my calculations? 4 of them produce 2 of that. Yep. All right. So far so good. So we hook up the recipes. All right. And then we have a double output this time again. Because, you know, it's oil refining after all. So we can't go for something like that. And it'll fit just like that. Wonderful. So, here we go. Now then, let's get the input lines down and the outputs as well. So we're going to have oil on the close one. So here goes one output, and here goes the other output. Let's do that on the other side as well. Oil close, hydrogen far, and then we can't just copy pasta that. And then we got the oil part for our factory down so far. So we can now flush it down the line. Realize that there's almost no room for Tesla towers anywhere. Wow. Can't remember when I had such a problem ever before. So, lol. We actually have to. Whoopsie. Actually have to slap down one of the furnaces here. Another copy of that. It's the room running out short here. Whatever. If it works, right? Okay. So that's going to be what we're working with. So that's going to be the plastic. We require 2 plastic per second, so we're going to require a lot of refining in the background there. So let's get that done. That's 6 chemical facilities that we need to support. Alright, that's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. Okay, so here goes. The thing here is we have to manage the hydrogen somewhere, somehow. So here goes that. I mean, at the same time, we do need to do a bit more than that, but I'll see to that in a second. So, chemical plant. We need 6 of them, so let's see. Nah. Nah. We're gonna do this like that. These things are just huge, you know. So here goes. That's the plastic production. And that plastic production will run down the road here. Back into the facility. So this one will have to go like that. Okay. So now we got most of the nasties done. Right. So copy that. And then power it up. And so that's the plastic we require. So crystals and plastic done. So now to the carbon nanotubes. We require a grand total of 4 carbon nanotubes per second. So we'll require 6 graphene per second. Right. Well, that should be all doable. So we're going to... Oh, need to power that up here. Okay, so graphene. Graphene is made out of sulfuric acid, so let's check on out if we have that stuff here. So demand, we have to put up a interstellar order somewhere. So let's see. Do I have a interstellar station that has some room for that? Yes, I do. So, remote demand. Here we go. We got so much sulfuric acid. That's no biggie at all. So we can hook it up there. So on that tower, we got now graphite and sulfuric acid. So we basically got already everything we require to make graphene. And from that point on, it's really just the titanium that we're missing. And even that can be ordered here, so... let's go, guys. Let's go. So the last hurdle. We're going to set on up now the chemical facilities. For 6 graphene, we need a total of 9 chemical facilities. So let's calculate that. Times 3. Well, that's all doable with tier 2 belts. Huzzah. Okay, so let's use that little piece of belt here as well. You know, don't leave anything unused. So here goes sulfuric acid, and here goes graphite. So 9 chemical facilities will be quite a big thing. So I'm wiring this up somewhere here. I think that's a great spot. Here we go. So 4 on one side, 5 on the other. Okay. And sadly, I think this will be the point where I'll have to go back to the home planet and grab myself some new chemical facilities, because I think I will be running out of mats there. So here, the graphite is still on the way. So here we go. And we have to work into that direction here again, so let's keep that in mind. Although, wait a sec, the graphene is required here for carbon nanotubes, so wait a sec. So we'll require, what, 4 carbon nanotubes per sec. That's a total of 8 chemical facilities. Do I still own that many? No, I don't. So we're going to head back home ever anyways. So here we go. Because it doesn't help without the facilities. I'm nothing. There we go. So a little jump on over to our sweet Murga system. Alright, so we're getting there. After that, Gravity Matrix is await. That's going to be an entirely own beast, where we'll have to set up an entirely own factory for that, I'm afraid. Because the plane filters and all that stuff are going to be, well, they're completely own madness. So, but after all, I'm pretty sure we're going to get it done. Okay. There we go. Just me, gamer. Well, how the hell should I know? You tell me. Well, Dyson Sphere Program ain't that much of a extremely popular game, and what can I say? It's hard to tell for me how that comes together. Okay, so let's pick up the machines we require. I'm going to pick up the chemical facilities. Really quickly do that before I forget half of the things again. So, here. Chemical plant. I'll actually pick up 60 of them because, you know, why not? Seriously, why not? Then we're going to pick up some of that, some of that, some of those, and then, well, let's check. Some logistics stations seem to be missing, but altogether, well, I'm pretty sure I'll notice something that's missing once I'm over there again, but that is as it is, you know. Maybe we should, no, 177 assemblers should be also okay. Or so I think. I do know that I don't have too many extractors anymore. Of course I do play RimWorld. But it's an interesting statement to say that I look like I do play RimWorld. What exactly do RimWorld players look like, I asked myself in that moment. So, we got all that. Let's get back over there, right? Well, I could get some new courier drones. I think that's a great thing. Okay. My battery ain't full yet, dang. So let's go for a little leech. Leech ourselves up on that system here. Okay, but I'm getting there. There's really not that much missing. And we got the next level of science done. And then it's only the green cubes, but I guess I'll have to go for an entirely own episode for that, because, you know, There's just a lot of things you need to prepare for that. There's just so much pre-production going on. But, well, when I just look at it, I go crazy, you know? There's so much. So much pre-production. That's insane. That's just insane. Alone for the Strange Matter capsules, I'll need so much pre-produce. But the good thing is we have everything and the per se system available, so it's going to be okay. I'm afraid it will require an entirely new episode, but at the end of this, I'll have a 120 production of that stuff per sec, so I'll be okay. You know? It'll at least be worth it. There we go. Quick jump over to this place, and then we can finally finish that little facility there. And after that's done, we're finally going to start crafting those Dyson spheres. Yeah, it absolutely is a great comparison, man. That's why I personally like it so much. I do like Factorio a lot too, but honestly, Factorio is, compared to this title, a little bit, you know, a little bit harder accessible. Let's call it like that. Factorio can do a couple of things more, modability, combat, and lots of other things, but Dyson Sphere program offers so much more user comfort, you know, basically. So for all the people who found Factorio too complicated, I think Dyson Sphere program will be a really good alternative. Because it ain't less complicated, but it offers you easier tools to manage the complexity. And that's something I really do like. Slam dunk on the planet never gets old. Okay, so where did I leave? I must find the facility. Here, there we go. So I ran out of materials. So we will require much more graphene and much more of the stuff that I'm pre-producing right now. But I also figured that I don't want to pre-produce here more than I actually need, because the entire infrastructure of this planet is supposed to be fitting exactly to the needs of the science. I don't want to produce one gram more stuff than I need, basically. Let's see how that'll work out. So we got no output lines here so far, but now we do. And now off to the copy pasta part. And there we go. So we got that stuff. Out of the graphene, we're going to craft ourselves now carbon nanotubes. So if I remember correctly, well, okay. I imported the titanium here, but I could actually import the titanium here as well. Welp. Now I have it here already. Yeah, whatever. Let's use the line here, nevertheless. It's more belt. I know. It would be more effective. I know. Or efficient, I should rather say. But sometimes efficiency and me, we just don't go well together. And it's fine. So, now off to the carbon nanotube thing. We are now at a production of 8 of these. Wait a sec, 8? What the hell did I calculate there? So I need 4 carbon nanotubes per second, and I'm producing 6 of these per second. Yeah, that's right. That's why I have 9. Okay, we're right on track. So we're going to require 8 chemical facilities now again. Fly on over there. Because I forgot to, Oh, no, I didn't forget anything. The bots weren't just doing their thing. Okay. So we're almost there. 8 chemical facilities will fit great into the area here, don't they? Let's do this. So here, 4 there, and we're going to do that. Oh, I know. I now know what I forgot to pick up. Foundation. You see, there's always something you forget to pick up on which will bite your back. Always. Just always. Let's just hope we're not going to need too much foundation, because I really only have a few crumbs left. Darned. So, we got that. And then I just need to wire up all the ingredients and make particle broadbands. Finally. I mean, that was quite a little bit of a journey. And that's the point where I must say it's totally worth it to scale much higher than just 2 science cubes per second when you have that kind of a backbone running like I do here. So I already do notice that I could go bigger, and I'd actually do myself a favor if I'd do. But, you know, this is, after all, my beginner's run, where I try to finish the game once for real, you know. Because my last couple of attempts, I always crash landed somewhere in between. Because these games, they aren't easy, you know. They, if you don't prepare yourself well enough for the massive onslaught of upscaling, can be easily demotivated. What's the goal of the game? You're building a Dyson sphere. The narrative of the game, the story is like that. You are a super robot sent out from a civilization which is living completely digital. So your people that you're working for are basically digital people. And digital people need a lot of power to survive. Basically, your civilization doesn't need food or anything anymore. It needs power. So you are the engineer roaming around the universe and setting up new power plants for your civilization. And the goal of the game is basically to build the biggest and the best Dyson sphere out there. That's the gist of it. So, we got the items we require for all that, don't we? So we got the silicon crystals, we got the plastic, so we can wire that up all over there somehow. So let's head on over here. Well, a tad bit more like that. So there's that stuff. There will be the plastic. So let's see. I'd say I'll go down the way, all the way here, but mostly because I ran out of foundation. Yeah. Sucks to be me. So 1 ingredient, 2 ingredient. Where can we find the ingredient number 3? It's hidden inside the spaghetti here. So actually, it would have been better if we'd wired it the other way around, eh? Okay. No biggie, we could do that. We can't do that. So, let's take that upstairs a bit, and then downstairs again, and here we go. Finest spaghetti, just like Mama used to make it. So, let's do this. I want to get the assemblers down. So, here. So, with 3 items on the production line, if I remember correctly, it wasn't impossible to make the to feed the assemblers anyways, so we'll have to run a split one way or another. So let's do that right away. So here goes the splitter we need. If it doesn't make sense what I'm gibbering and what I'm talking here, it's all gibberish for you. Don't worry, it'll all make sense in a second, I promise. So we're going to go down that, and then we're going to go down. So we now require 16 machines. So that's 8 machines on one side and another 8 on the other side. So here we go. Huge assembly. So good thing that I still have a bit of foundation in my pocket. Alright, so we're going to wire the silicon in like that. This side. And on that side here, it's going to be like that. So I'll follow up with a bit of an explanation in a sec, don't worry. But since this is a bit of a complicated build, I want to focus on it for a sec. So we're going to... Seriously? We'll have to transport that in an entirely owned planetary transport station? Yeah, whatever. I don't know. So, okay. Processors on that side. And that's going to be the output. Just want to explain the hoodoo that I'm doing here on an example because it's way easier to understand that way. So particle broadbands are a little bit of a pain because they consist out of 3 items. Here's the thing, each inserter here picks up, it is blocking one part of the belt. So it's technically not possible because you have only 6 slots and you'd have to feed 9 items. So let's see, this guy is taking these items. So here, as you see, there is only so much room for those, and if there is a way to solve this conundrum in a way that you can wire them up all like that, be my guest to enlighten me how, but I don't know how that's supposed to work. That's why the 3rd ingredient has to come from an outside lane, like I do it here. There's an easier solution to the problem. I haven't found it yet, but I highly doubt that there is. If there is, let me know. So, we got all the necessary ingredients now together. We just need to power it up. Very good story, actually. I think so, too. It's a really, really cool sci-fi thing. It's, it got me hooked up idea-wise, too. Because it's actually not that super unrealistic, you know? If we'd already know, humanity I mean, how to upload a brain, we'd be actually doing it already, I bet. But we actually don't, you know? The brain is one of the most complicated things that we know of. So, information matrix. We now have finally all the materials together. Now all we need to do is stack up 10 labs times 2. So that's 4, that's 5, 6, 7, 8. I always get distracted here. 1, 2, 3. It's 8. We need 2 more. Right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm triple checking this because once that build is set up and running, I'm orienting only by the height of these things. And if there's at the beginning one mistake, that mistake will be replicated, and you know, I don't like that. So finally, we got it. So the last thing to do is to hook up the planetary logistics station here and feed it with purples, and that's going to be the supply right on. And we finally got that down. So, yeah. The last thing to do will be the green science packs, but I'm not going to tackle that beast today. Because after 90 minutes of streaming this game, I really most of the time need a little bit of a break. Because of the... It's way easier to do all that without talking, you know? You're not talking, it's a lot easier to process all that. But to do this while talking is sometimes actually damn exhaustive, you know? So, let's see. But in a good way, exhaustive, of course. Don't want to mutter here. So, now we got that production down, don't we? So, let's see. Do I have everything here right? Yeah. We now produce 2 of these cubes per second. Brilliant. So, let's head on over to our science structure, our temporary one. Or, well, no, it's not temporary, it's actually the permanent one. So, now we only need to build up the last missing piece there. So, let's wire up purple cubes. Ah, they are so... these matrices, they look so darn beautiful, you know? I really, really love how they look. And basically everybody playing this game so far loved also how they looked. So, the good news right now is that we're we also doubled up our science production now. So that's as soon as these purple cubes arrive in town here, that is. But now we have double the research speed than we had before, which is really, really good. Okay, everybody, that's been today's stream. Next time, we're going to chew through the remaining green science that we have to do, and then we're going to craft Dyson spheres. I expect to be able to finish the whole science department in the next stream, and then we're going to go for the end game. Can't wait to see that. So, if you enjoyed, drop me a comment, leave me a thumbs up, and feel free to subscribe if you haven't done so already. So, gamer, that's a wise thing. Good luck with your exams, and don't worry, just watch me gaming instead of learning. You can do it like that. So, another thing, if you missed that thing here live and you want to catch it the next time live, check out the description box. There's links to Patreon, PayPal, and Buy Me a Coffee. And, no, that's not what I was talking about. Twitter and Discord. That's where I have the streams announced, and PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, and Patreon are ways to support the channel. Got distracted here. So, have a good one, everybody, and see you next time. Bye-bye. Bruising.